Hello everyone! I'm so excited that you're here and you're going to join me as we cook a live recipe right here together. So let's cook together. What is going on here? Hold on. So as you're popping in, comment live. If you're watching later, comment replay and let's cook together. So what we're making today is one of the Tastebuds recipes. So I'm gonna make the steak quesarito. It looks really, really good. It's definitely something I think my family's gonna eat and my kids, which is really great. And it's got a fun little twist that I've never done with my tortillas. So I'm super excited to cook this with you guys together. So just come follow along. If you're popping in, say hi, leave a comment. And if you have any questions during this live, definitely engage. If you're live, engage. So we can create some excitement together, okay? So the steak quesarito is a recipe that comes with the Tastebuds subscription, okay? So this is a subscription service from Paper Chef. It's $24 a month, and once a month you get this fun little box of goodies. So you get 3 seasonings like this, 3 seasoning packets, and you always get more than you need. So you always have some leftovers, and then you also get the theme of the month. So this month's theme is takeout, favorites made at home, so we can save some money by eating at home. So we're making the steak quesarito right now together. There's a Thai chicken lettuce wraps, there's blue cheese burgers with caramelized onions, and on top of that there's always a list of different ways and different things that you can do with the rest of the seasoning. So it's like a adult fun subscription box, okay? So we're gonna get the seasoning packet that we need, which is the chipotle and the steak quesaritos, and we're gonna get to work and get this recipe started. So I'm going to go ahead and we're gonna start with the rice. So we need to cook the protein, we need to cook the rice, and then we need to prep the tortillas, okay? So if you're popping in, this is what we're making, steak quesaritos. Leave a comment below so I know who is on and who is watching, and if you have any questions, just drop them in here, all right? So, hey Joe, hey Amanda. So instead of steak, I decided to use ground beef because that's what I had in my freezer. So you can use ground beef, you can just use beans if you want to make it vegetarian, you can use chicken, you can use steak, leg steak, skirt steak, whatever works for you and your burritos, okay? Hi Brittany, thanks for popping in. Okay, so let's get going. So let's start with the rice. Let's get that going, or should we start with the meat? We can start with the meat and then we'll go with the rice. Okay, so for today, I decided to use our cast iron enameled pan. This is a new pan, so we're gonna get that heated up because we're gonna cook our ground beef in it. And I will actually be the first one to tell you, and don't kill me for it. I know everybody has different preferences, okay? But I'm not a big fan of regular cast iron. I have them all, they're all in my cabinet, but just like the taking care of it is too much work for me, okay? So I know it's like simple, but it's just new and I've just never like gotten too excited about it. But this one I can get around with it because it's glazed. So I love it because it's glazed. It looks gorgeous. It is heavy, okay? This is some heavy cast iron, I'm not gonna lie, but it's gorgeous. And it's easy to clean, okay? I'm all about easy cleanup, right? So if you love easy cleanup, comment easy cleanup, because that's what I'm all about. Cheap meals, easy dinner, easy cleanup, okay? So for any busy people out there, this is definitely something for you. Okay, so we are going to cook our ground beef in here. Scissors, let's go. So like I said, you can use steak, or I decided to use ground beef. You can use literally whatever protein you want, okay? I'll get that in here. I'm gonna throw it away and wash my hands, okay? So while I go do that, I'm gonna ask you to tell me below what is your favorite ingredient to put in a burrito. Which one is it? Go, while I go wash my hands. Which one is it? What's your favorite? Let's see. What's your favorite protein ingredient to put in a burrito? Okay, so of course we are going to use our handy dandy mix and chop to get this beef all browned up. So how many of you guys have the Pampered Chef Mix and Chop? Comment yes or no. And if you want it, comment wanted, and contact your consultant to get you one of those. All right. Thanks for popping in. Hi, Louise. Hi, Karen. So we are making steak quesaritos from the March Tastebuds Pampered Chef subscription. Okay. We're going to let this do its thing, and now we're on to cooking our rice, okay? So you can cook your rice on the stovetop. That's actually what the recipe calls for, but I happen to have the Pampered Chef handy dandy. It's the large micro cooker, or basically we used to call it the rice cooker because it's really good for cooking rice, okay? So what you need is 1 and, what was it? I measured it out. 3/4 of a cup of rice. You always want to make sure you rinse your rice. When I was in Korea, a Korean lady taught me how they cook their rice, and they always say you must rinse the rice at least 3 times. So ever since then, I always rinse the rice. Not sure why, but I do it. Maybe somebody knows why. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to add 1 1/4 cups of water. How many of you guys have the rice cooker? Comment below. Pampered Chef rice cooker, do you have it? Yes or no? It's really good. It's even just for anything. Microwaving, it's great. All right, so 1 1/4 cups of water. Going to get that. Okay, so now you put in, so for the rice cooker, any recipe that you have for rice works in here, whatever the instructions are on your bag. And then we're also going to add some chunky salsa and cook for 13 to 15 minutes, okay? So the salsa is going to give it some extra flavor. Rinse it out. There we go. We're going to mix this all up, and then we're going to put it in the microwave for like 13 minutes, and then we're going to let it stand. So depending on how long this takes me, you may or may not see this live, but I'll post some pictures as well, okay? So you just mix all of your ingredients in here, and now you put the first lid on, which is this right here. Oops. Hello. Like that. Don't push it down. There we go. And then you snap it on. Snap the sides on like this. It's got some holes so it can bend. Now we're going to put it in the microwave for like 13 minutes. All right? Get that in here. Cook time 13 minutes. All right, so back to our meat. So the mix and chop is really good for breaking up your ground beef. So if you don't want those big chunks, instead of using like a spatula and then you have to go in like 100,000 times, right? This kind of makes your job a little bit easier. You can wiggle things around and put that in here. So this too, let me know what other uses you use the mix and chop for. But of course, any ground sausage is great for that as well. Works really good even for mashed potatoes if you want them a little chunkier. It even works for like stirring lemonades and stuff like that. So, okay, I'm going to season this because I do not like bland meat. Okay, now let's follow along. So if you're just popping in, we're making the steak quesaritos from the Pampered Chef March Tastebuds subscription box. It's pretty cheap, easy meal, okay? So let's see, heat a large pan, cook your meat, remove the steak and let it rest. We're not using steak. Okay, so while this is cooking, oh, we're supposed to put some chipotle rub in here. All right, so this is where, where is it? Right here. This is where your packet comes in from the Tastebuds subscription. Okay, so you get this whole packet full of seasonings. It's a great, you know, especially if you are, whether you are a foodie or not, but it's fun to try different recipes. So you get three main recipes plus some other ideas. So it's a good way to just even once a week spice up some of your meals, okay? So I'm going to, about a tablespoon, just add that to your meat, okay? There we go. It smells so good. So the chipotle rub makes a really good dip. Mix it with some sour cream, mayonnaise. So good. All right, so so we're gonna turn this down because this is cooking pretty fast and looks like it's almost done. Okay, so the next thing we gotta do is we gotta make our like sauce, okay? I'm trying to keep my hair back here. So let me just put this back up because it's loosening up. Okay, so the next thing is the sour cream mixture. So now we need some sour cream. We need about a half a cup of sour cream or Greek yogurt. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use Greek yogurt. So because I have some, so that's actually a good substitution if you wanna, you know, whether you're out or not, you can use Greek yogurt as a substitution, or if you want higher protein, less fat, you can use Greek yogurt as well. So did you guys know that? Do you guys use Greek yogurt? Who loves Greek yogurt? Put it in the chat. Okay, so we're gonna switch to Greek yogurt. It's a great sour cream substitution, especially for tacos and dips, and very high in protein, okay? So we need about half a cup. All right. And this is also a great dip. So any of the seasonings, any of these packets that you get in your Tastebuds subscription, pretty much any of them, you can mix them with some Greek yogurt, some sour cream, some cream cheese, mayonnaise, and they make a great veggie dip or chip dip. All right, I'm gonna turn this off because this is done. It's gonna finish cooking. Okay, so we're gonna make our spread here for our quesaritos. About half a cup, okay? And then we're going to add our chipotle rub. So you can see how it's actually pretty red. And the more flavor you like, the more you add. So you can kind of see it's pretty red. This is the chipotle rub we're adding right onto our sour cream, okay? So let me know where you guys are watching from. Where is everyone tuning in from? What's your location? Go, put that in. And then the other thing we're going to add to this to give it a little bit of zing is half a lime juice. So let's do that. So we're going to take our lime. Let me get a knife here. And we're going to use Paper Chef's handy dandy citrus press, okay? Now what you don't want to do is when you juice your own citrus fruits is actually put it in the way it looks like it should go in, because if I do it this way, all the juice is going to explode in my face. And we're really trying to get all the juices out. So if you do it this way, you get all the juices out, and this gives it a nice little zing. All right, so now we're going to mix this up, and this is our little spread right here for our quesaritas. This would just be a great dip on with some steak too, or if you're making nachos. So good. Smells so good. I wish you guys could smell it. I wish you guys could smell it. Okay. So, anyways, so nobody's telling me where you're from unless my comments just aren't showing up today. So I'll just keep talking to myself. That works too. All right. Somebody comment test so I know it's working because I'm not seeing any comments. All right. So, anyway, so we made that. That's one thing. So my favorite thing about all these Tastebuds recipes is they're like 30 minutes or less, guys, okay? So it's very time saving, it's pretty ingredients, it's pretty basic for the most part, and you get to kind of switch up the dinner routine, okay? Does anybody ever get tired? Do you ever get tired of cooking the same thing for dinner and you're like, oh, I need something new? This is what this is. Tastebuds gives you new things to try. All right, to prepare the quesadillas, okay, so here's the cool part, which I've never done. But before we go there, oh, we gotta shred some cheese. Before we go there, I gotta shred some cheese. So, do you know why you should always shred your own cheese? Anybody know why you should always shred your own cheese? Who knows? Why should you always shred your own cheese? Tell me in the chat. What are some reasons why you should always shred your own cheese? Who knows? Let's hear it. Okay, so we're going to shred our own. The reason why, a couple reasons. Number one, it's cheaper. It's cheaper to buy a block of cheese like that. Number two, it doesn't have added cellulose, which is what's in pre-shredded cheese. So if you've ever tried to melt pre-shredded cheese, it kind of has a little film to it, right? It's because they add cellulose, which is basically sawdust, right, to prevent it from sticking together, but it actually changes the flavor of the cheese. So, and if you shred your own, it's a lot creamier because it doesn't have that added thing to it, and it melts better in the food, and it just tastes better overall, okay? So we have a cheese grater. This one is very fine, so we're actually not looking for that. I'm going to use this one. This is the extra large coarse grater right here, and this is like one of my favorite ones because I love, look at these slices, like, look at that. I love it, I love it. And it goes so fast to shred your own, okay? You can shred this, put it in your fridge. You can also go to, like, here's a money-saving tip. Let me know if you love money-saving tips, comment below. But you can go to Costco or when cheese is on sale, blocks like this, and you can shred it all, put it in freezer bags, lay them on a cookie sheet, and then freeze them, and basically have your own pre-shredded cheese. Okay, if you have a processor, you could put it in a Flex Plus, process it, and do it that way as well. Okay, so look at all that. It's not even half the block. Look at all this cheese. Okay, so here's the cool thing that I've never done with tortilla wraps. They're double tortilla wraps. I've never done this, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so you take the tortilla. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right. What are the instructions? All right. To prepare the quesadilla, sprinkle the cheese evenly onto 4 tortillas and place another on top. Microwave each quesadilla for 45 seconds to 1 minute until the cheese is melted. Flip it over and then reassemble it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is basically spread around some cheese. So that's gonna be really good. Does anybody else think this is brilliant? I thought this was brilliant. I've never done this. Okay, so then we take another one. Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more cheese. Okay, then we take the next one. And then we're going to microwave them one by one when the rice is done. Okay? So you're going to do 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, we've got a couple minutes on the rice. This would be great for kids too. I remember when my kids were little, I used to go to Taco Bell and buy them a cheesy roll up. It's kind of like that. Okay. So this recipe makes 4, but you know, the cool thing about this is add a little bit more protein. You probably actually, I had 1.5 pounds. It only called for a pound. You can definitely make a couple more. More than 4, for sure. So this is what, 3? And I think 8 come in a bag, so it's perfect. Make a little salad on the side. And dinner is done. What do you guys think so far? Is this something that you and your family would eat? Some steak quesaritos? Okay. So here we go. And then we're going to get another plate. Just to microwave. One at a time so I can assemble one. Hopefully I can assemble one and show you. Well, maybe the rice might not be done, so I might have to wait a little bit. Okay, and then basically at the end of the day, you assemble this and put it together. So we're going to heat up this quesadilla in the microwave just for 45 minutes to get the cheese to melt, okay? And it's also a lot easier, of course, to shape a quesadilla like this when it's warm. Then you're going to add, each quesadilla, you're going to add a little bit of rice, a little bit of protein, okay? Your chipotle cream sauce, and any other toppings you want. So I might put a little bit of the lime on top at the end. Gonna fold it in, add a little bit of the sauce on the side of your plate, dip that Quesarito in there, and dinner's done. So I'll post some pictures, check them out, but I'm really excited about this one. I think it's gonna be really good. And the other thing I was going to say, this does call for bell peppers. My family doesn't like them. I have them over there, but they're not going to eat them, so I would eat them. So I just eliminated them, but you can obviously add peppers and onions and, you know, change up your filling however you want it, okay? So yeah, so thanks for popping in. If you have any questions, comment below. And if you want to try Tastebuds as a subscription, you can try it risk-free. You can try it for a month and then immediately cancel it. And when you become a Tastebuds subscriber too, you get access and become a Tastebuds Club member. So that means once a month before your subscription ships, you get an option to purchase add-on marketplace. So certain products that we carry, you can add them on and they ship completely for free. So you might be like, oh, I'm gonna get a donut mix, I'm gonna get a beer brine, I'm gonna get a pizza dough, I'm gonna get some vinegar or whatever, and you can add on those things. Or hey, I need a garlic press, you can add some stuff like that and add it with free shipping, okay? So if you're interested, comment below, tag your consultant, and yeah, the rice is done, but it's gotta sit for 5 minutes because you wanna cook it and then you wanna let it rest and then fluff it up. And then I'm gonna heat these up, assemble it, and dinner's done in like less than 30 minutes, right? Dinner does not have to be complicated. It can be super simple and easy to cook from home, guys. Ciao, ciao.